What is up, everyone? This is Joseph with Flooring Takeoffs, back with another Takeoff Tuesday and the last Takeoff Tuesday of 2025. So I actually had this on a job this week and thought it'd be a good video. So today we're going to cover how to do sauna / steam room in Measure Square. So I've already drawn this out and you can kind of see it here. They're showing you these benches. This one's actually a little bit extra for a steam room, and I thought it'd be a good example. But so first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our elevation tool to draw out these benches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the edge. So this is a separate bullnose tile. It's always harder with this cursor. And then I'll go back and use the divider just to get that nosing out of the way. So this one's going to come all the way to the wall. And then you see how that pink line shows up? That's kind of like an autocomplete. So if that's the space that you're trying to get to, you can right click. So that one's done. And you can see off to the side, it's taken that out. We'll go back and set the height here in just a second. Okay, we go to our second one. Let's go to the front. Same thing. Let's see. I'll come in here. It's close enough. Come there. Okay, so same thing, but you see how it did it? Here, it's going to take off this whole space. So I'm going to go another click. Okay, still not. There we go. Nice enough to save me that last click. So we'll right click there. And we'll 3D it just so you can get an idea of what we got going on. So right now, it's all both are the same height. So it just looks like one big step. And then I'm actually just going to delete this wall here. Make it a little easier to see. Okay, so right now we got one big step, right? So we'll assume these are 18 inches. So we'll go to the first one. Wall height, 18. We'll go to our back one. Another 18, so we'll call that 36. Let's look at it again. Okay, so now we have like our tiers. And you're like, dude, that's really hard to see. Showing me is all white. I'm like, all right. Let's get some color in here. That's what we do all day, right? Put colors and make things look pretty. All right, so we're gonna do the floor tile. And we wanna get on this grid, so we're gonna do pattern position. I got a hotkey for that. Zoom in. It is really hard to tell with the yellow and the green, but we're gonna do our best. So we've got that, and then next we're going to go ahead and see this right here. We're going to use our divider tool right here and split out that, I believe it's some kind of bullnose on the front. So we're just going to try and get close enough for you guys to see what's going on here. Same thing here. Okay, so that's good. And then they're also showing a miter cut here in the corner, so we're going to add that also with the divider tool. So we'll come in here. If it doesn't line up, you can always use shift to force it to whatever angle you're trying to go to. So like this one, I was off a little bit, so I'm going to get it in that corner, so we'll just shift. Sometimes it's not going to take it, so I'm going to go all the way up here and see if I can just hit them both. And just bring it back down. There we go. Let's see. So we also want to hit this one. Corner. And over here. Corner. So when it lights up green, it lets you know that you're on it. And just do this back one. Same thing. Let's see. I get them all. Okay. I think that's good. So now, this may help a little bit having this. So it looks like here on these bench seats. And so some of these you're going to have to shift position. You just turn them and then do your pattern position. See, that one I think is okay. Yeah, it looks all right. Come here. And what am I missing? Does that look good? Okay. See what that looks like. So now we're getting somewhere, right? This looks like something. So you can see that. All right, so now we're gonna enter our bull nose and same thing. So we're gonna have to turn that one. Turn that one. All these are, so we're gonna have to rotate all those. Okay, so we're just gonna come in here. So again, I have a hotkey for that. Makes this much faster than normal. Let's see. Looks like that joint's always on the end. Line those up. And something you can do, let me turn this off. Ideally, and this is what this note right here is, they want these to line up all the way throughout, right? So I'm gonna turn these real quick. Even if there was no line here, if you couldn't see this, something you can do, you see how your cursor stays and you get your crosshairs. You can use this to line up to the one behind it. See how I'm covering that? So that way I know that one's good, that one's good. And then you can always quick check. 3D is really helpful for stuff like this. I use it a lot to just spot check. Make sure I'm not missing something obvious. Okay. So we have all that. We want to draw walls. So this one, like I said, is a little bit extra with their layout. So it looks like they had this here. I've got the elevations on my other screen. Let's move that a little bit. Don't wanna bore you guys with that, but that is what I'm checking out. Let's see. Let's start down here. So this one they're showing on number 3, so they want this to match the back wall. And same here. So you see how this is going to account for the entire face of this bench seat. When we move up, this face is also at 3 feet, but we don't need the whole thing. So if I'm just to drop it on here, I'm going to have extra. May or may not matter so much on something this small, but on something big, that's going to add up in a hurry. So let's get rid of that. Something you can do is just set like a stack. So what do we set that as 18? So we just want to set there. This bottom part will be the piece hidden there, which will make sense in a minute. And let's go ahead and turn that. And then we're going to run a different tile in here, but I'm also going to do the same stack because we're going to run into the same issue over there. So let's see what that looks like. Okay. So our issue now is we want these lines to line up. I think I'm off somewhere. There we go. All right, so what you can do here is, so this is going to show you your whole room. You can click in here, and when I'm doing this and I want to line stuff up, I unclick this walls on the right side. So that's going to show me this back wall. It's grayed out, but again, I can see the lines. So if I want to match these, all I can do is do my cursor there, so that I know those are aligned. And then can do the same for this one. So again, the pattern position, I can line those up there like so, and we should be good there. Okay, that looks good. So really you would want these to go all the way down. So we're gonna call an audible here. I think this is gonna look better. So same thing is going to apply though. So we're going to find a joint that we can see and just line these up all the way down. So same thing. So now we can use these here. Let's click that one. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay, so now you can see these just follow, the grout lines follow all the way down. Of course, the floor is on its own. Then they also have a different tile on the other wall. See, I told you there was a lot going on here. Thought it was going to be just a simple bench, didn't you? All right, so we're going to go here. Now I'm going to go back because this is like really, this is hard for me to follow. My brain doesn't work this way. I like to see it off to the side in normal circumstances. So 3, we're going to drop this over here, and 5 also, and 2. Let's turn those, okay. And then I'm also going to just copy this off to the side just to make sure it's hard to see. Got all these lines going everywhere, so I need to turn this one back. That gets shifted. There we go. And then same here. There we go. So this helps too. Like, this gets really hard to read after a while depending on what colors you use. So I do like to do that sometimes, have a clean copy off to the side, and just a real quick spot check to make sure I have everything turned the right direction. Okay, so now we're going to switch back to here, and again, we're going to make sure we line these joints up. Just do there. Gonna go there. That was pretty close. Okay, and then we're just going to hit these other faces to match up with that back. So let's go ahead and turn this that way. And so if we do all this, in theory, we will have continuous grout lines all the way up. I think that's everything. All right, let's 3D it, see if we got it all. I think that's, oh, all right, missed one. I missed one. I almost had it. All right, let's see. Go there. Let's go ahead and rotate that. There we go. Better. Okay, so now you can see this follows all the way down. Doesn't matter which way we turn it. All the way down. So this one's a little weird just because it's running up and down. So this joint follows. We're just going to have a little bit of a kind of a break there. So we follow this one down. Looks good. So again, that one's hard because this is not going to line up all the way, but I think we're good. What is happening here? There we go. So just a quick-ish video on how to do all that, and it's basically draw your room. Yeah, so what are we at? 14 minutes in, I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version. Basically, we're gonna draw a room. You're gonna use the elevation tool to draw out your benches, set your heights there. As you go up each level, you're gonna have to set a stack on the face. Let me change this back. So this one. So if I didn't have this here and I didn't have that stack, I'm just gonna have extra material back here. And as I go up, say there was another one behind here, I would have to continue to increase. So say that is what we're at 1836, say there's a 54-inch bench behind that. That next stack will have to be at 36 so that only the 18 is showing up top for me to drop the tile on, if that makes sense. So as it escalates that way, you have to keep increasing your wall stack height to just include the face that's going to be showing. So it makes sense in my head when I said it. Hopefully that makes sense to your ears when you heard it, but that's just a little thing you get used to. You do it a few times, it'll make more sense. But that will do it for this. And then I have one more tip. So a lot of times in steam rooms, spas, sometimes locker room showers, you gotta look out for this. This is really, really, really easy to miss. I'll go ahead and just highlight that separately. So they're showing you tile on the ceiling of this room. So, unrelated tip to the main part of this video, but just in general, you should be checking your RCP plan anyways. Especially check it if you're doing any kind of gym, locker room, sauna, steam situation. That's the most common place where you're going to see something like this, and it is very, very easy to miss. Just looking at the hatching doesn't make you think it's going to be tile. I mean, you really have to go through. I just cropped out. This was just run room on an overall plan. You really got to pay attention and double check all those, but those are your most common culprits for a finish like that. So, all right. My quickish video is at almost 17 minutes, so I think we're going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, let me know. Any topics for 2026, let me know down below, or also email me, Joseph, JOSEPH, at flooringtakeoffs.com. Would love to hear from y'all. As always, appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Beam.